we'll go to my topic, and Craig, we'll close with yours. For me, sticking with refreshes in general, is it worth considering a company staying? Is it worth giving weight to companies staying static with their changes, or is it worth giving weight to companies that immediately start realizing the mistake, any potential mistake that they've made with their refresh to a card? Chase has started making changes immediately because they realize that they've erred, and there may still be more changes to bring the Sapphire Reserve back from what it was to what they tried to make it. Do we want to give any weight to companies making deciding to quickly make changes and making those changes? RJ, your thoughts there?
I do think that stability can be good if it's for the sake of stability and not being scared or not knowing what to do. If you're not changing your card because it's working for the consumers, it's working for your bottom line, it's a good place in the market, I'm fine with you not changing things, right? If they change nothing on the green card except for throwing a Resi credit or something on there, fine. The green card is great. If the green card works for you, like you don't care about the $150 in theory, right? If that card is very helpful for you, you're good. Where if you take a card that is just stagnant, but the company doesn't either know how to fix it or doesn't want to fix it because they rather do bright and shiny, that's when I have a problem with it. That's when I think there are issues with it. So I think that stability is good, but it's why are you keeping the card the same? And I think sometimes we don't know. Sometimes it's just we can guess, but we're not inside of those meetings. But I do think stability can be great, right? The double cash, right? There's no reason to change that card. It's a 2x card. Like it's in the title. Double cash. There's nothing you have to do with that card. Changing that card would be weird. But if you take the gold card, which got a refresh last year, like they didn't change multipliers, but they did change some functional things on that card. It either worked for you or you didn't, but it didn't change the DNA of that card. The Amex didn't just sit on a 250 4x card and keep it stable. They made some changes. So I think it depends on what you're doing there. It really depends. The reasons, or at least the perceived reasons by the consumers and the communities matter as much on if you're holding or not.
Oh, that's fair. Now, to that end, with double cash, they could just make it just straight 2x instead of 1x when you buy and 1x when you pay, but
I
that's
mean,
a distinction without a difference.
that is splitting hairs
Yes.
thinner than human. I got nothing.
That's fair. Lonnie, is it worth giving weight to companies suddenly making changes when they feel compelled to?
Sorry, I hit it twice. I think, in the sense of business, if the business has changed and then you make a change because the business, then yeah, it's fine. If you get greedy and you're like, everyone else is doing it and we want more money, let's just make a change. If it's good for a consumer or not, then no. And then I can't condone that particular behavior. And I will say, both of those have recently happened. Both of those have recently happened. And I'm not calling out Chase or Amex. I'm just saying in the credit card space, some changes have been made and it's just, we want your money or we need your money. And they just made changes that weren't working. So for, I'm directly addressing the last part of your question, for mistakes that clearly aren't working. Sometimes they're not even mistakes. Sometimes the refresh is the mistake by coming out and just like making a change for no specific business use case or reason. That has been the mistake. And Matt, more than anyone, between because you do 3 tidbits a day at most recently over the weekend,
Yeah.
you've called them out. You called a lot of different cards and brands out. So go check out Matt's channel. And they're not behind, they're not behind members only wall. They are public. Go check out Matt. I listen to a different Matt video every time I walk my dog. So 3 different videos a day. That's how I know he's been putting in the work over the weekend, at least over the weekend. But staying on topic, sorry, RJ, stopping another tangent there. It's okay to be okay. It's okay not to follow everyone else, not to follow, in this case, the leaders. And it's like, just if it works and your consumers are happy and your P&L is up and you're in the black, keep everything the same. Chill. And the thing is, as these cards keep getting higher and higher, an annual fee that is, or too much credit, too much work, if you will, the lower end annual fee cards and $0 annual fee cards are starting to look way more enticing. Like, why do I need 5 cards that have an annual fee when I can get 7 that don't? I might not get the exact same thing, but I'm still going to get some credit, still going to get some benefits. I'm still going to get some perk. It might not be a lounge access, but with all the money I'm saving, I can afford lounge access type of scenario. A lot of people don't think about that particular math. You don't need, we do, well, for Centurion Lounge, but if you're flying United, you don't need a United card. You can just pay and enter. And it's cheaper than an annual fee. So if you're only doing it once, it's cheaper. Along with the first year, it's the blue card in that first year because it's waived, et cetera, et cetera. So we don't need to get into it. I feel like someone's about to call me out in the comments, be like, "Oh, X, what? Yeah, screw you." But yeah, if it's working, don't fix what ain't broken is what I'm really trying to say. That's the perfect line to sum it up. And so when you are trying to fix what ain't broken, you end up breaking something. You'll probably end up breaking something. You should have just left it alone. Everything was fine.
Makes sense. Craig, your thoughts here, and then your topic.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say I will give credit to someone that has seen a mistake and is willing to adjust. However, I think at an individual level that works. And for big, terrible, awe-inspiring changes like the Delta 35,000 for Diamond, that works. But the scenario in both of those cases is that large action came because of it. Looking at the way that Chase has handled the CSR refresh, it could be completely fine. They could be making money hand over fist purely for this product launch. I don't know. I don't have access to their books. But these small micro changes every few weeks, I'm not a fan of it. That's just not the way that you market to people. That's not the way that you go about handling these things. Another that has been less than stellar in how they are doing their marketing, Bank of America. The Atmos card should be as much hype as it's getting, should be getting and seeing much more hype, but it is not. And so at the end of the day, for me, I look at this as a marketing question. We're going to make changes. The question is how soon and how publicly. And are we going to give you a heads up, or is it just going to spring on you like a thief in the night? So I think for programs and for loyalty brands, it works. For Chase, the way that it's been happening just does not fit the model of moving things forward or building trust for that matter.
No, that makes sense. I do think moving to make a mistake before it gets out of hand is a good idea. With Chase specifically, I will give some credit that they fixed FHR and they slapped in another 250 as sort of we're sorry, but I don't know. Needing to do that in the first place was probably was dumb. And yeah, we'll just see what happens with them going forward. Announce the rest of the damn lineup, because this can't be what you're supplementing the card with. Anyway, Craig.